Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So today we are diving into the world of Amazon EC2. So this is one of the core services of AWS, and EC2 basically provides scalable compute resources in the cloud, and understanding it, like how it works, is essential for anyone looking to harness the power of AWS. So, couple of things before we dive into the demo. So basically, there would be a question like, what is AWS EC2, right? So EC2, or it's basically Elastic Compute Cloud. So it is a web service that allows you to launch and manage virtual servers known as instances in AWS terms. So it's the foundation for building scalable and flexible applications, right? So any application that you see, you can host it in the EC2, right? And if the application load is increasing day by day, you can horizontally or vertically scale your EC2 according to the workload. Uh, and then before we dive into practical demonstration, let's get familiar with some key EC2 concepts. So you will hear about instances. So these are basically the virtual machines that you launch. Okay. And then we have AMIs, which are like instance templates and instance types, which defines the hardware characteristic of your instances. Okay. So without further ado, let's dive into the demo. So come to your AWS console homepage and then type in EC2 here. Now go to EC2. So here you will see a dashboard of EC2, and in this dashboard you'll be able to see an option launch instance. So just click on it. So basically here it will ask you for the name, so I can keep it something like the Sharp EC2. For my EC2, you can name it as you want. So this is what I was talking about, AMIs, that are basically Amazon Machine Image. So this is basically a template that will contain your software configuration. So what I meant by software configuration is like the operating system, your what type of applications that you want to pre-install in that, and is there any server that you want to create, right? So you can create a template of yours, and then you don't need to create it for other instances, right? So if you want to launch any other instance with the same template, then you can just refer to that template. So it's very useful to save you some time. So for now, I can select Linux. Okay. So, and here I am keeping it as default. And then here is something called instance type. So basically, this is the hardware configuration for your virtual machine. So think of it like your laptop or your PC, right? So we have the configurations, like how many cores of CPU does it have? What is the RAM? What is the input output speed? All those things, right? So it is basically like that. So I'm keeping it t2.micro, but you can keep it as your requirement. So if you are hosting a web application for your organization, then you can go with t2.x large, or maybe you can go with t3.medium. I think t3.medium would suffice to minimum workload for your web application. Okay. So now, this is something that how do you want to log into the EC2? So here we can select one key, or maybe we can select to proceed without a key pair. But proceeding without a key pair is not recommended, as it is a vulnerability, I would say, or a security compliance that is required by every organization. So you should be creating a new key pair. Okay, so click on create new pair, provide the key pair name. Okay, so Now select the key pair type as RSA, and if you want to use it in putty, then you can select .ppk file, which you can directly decrypt in putty. But if you are uh, planning to use it with open SSH, then we can create a .pem file, right? And then click on create key pair. So I have already created a key pair. So I'm just going to select that key pair for now. And then here we have the VPC configuration, subnets. So this is my VPC. So I'm keeping it as default. And then here we have security groups, right? So if you have already created any security group by adding, inbound and outbound rules or any firewall restrictions, then you can go ahead and select the existing security group. But for now, I'm just going to give that give that to AWS, so it will create the security group for me. And then you have to select from which IP you want to you want this EC to be accessible, right? So here I am selecting is what I'm selecting is from anywhere, but you can go ahead and create your custom IPs, right? And then if you are hosting any web application, then you can tick mark this allow HTTPS traffic from the internet. And then here it is the storage configuration. So for now, as it's a free tier, I'm going with the default configuration, but yeah, you can increase, decrease it according to your need. Okay. So, and the volume type is GP3. So basically I'm using GP3 as it has a faster input output speed. Okay. Uh, okay. Let's click on launch instance. So basically it will take some time to launch your instance successfully. Okay, so if you go to instance, you can see the instance state is pending, so you have to wait for maybe a minute, and then you will be able to see the instance has been spin up for you. Let's wait for some time. Okay, now you can see the instance state is running. Okay. So, what you can do is we can do a SSH to this instance. So I'm gonna show you how to do a SSH. Okay. So I'm on a Mac. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to terminal. If you are in Windows, then you can go to command. I think it's command prompt. I'm not sure. So you can go to your command prompt and then you can do SSH to the particular EC2 IP. Okay. So this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to see what are the folders that are in my home directory. So for that I'm going to do ls. Here I can see these are the directories that are currently present in this. So I can't see my key file, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to my download. So here is my key file. So I'm going to copy it. I'm going to the directory where my terminal is open, and then I'm going to paste it here. So now if I go to my terminal, if I do ls now, so here we can see my key file is present. Okay. So now let's use this key file. So for that, I'm going to run a command chmod 400 and then my key file name. Okay. So it didn't throw any error. That means it was successful. And then I'm going to do a direct SSH to my EC2 IP. Okay. So what you can do is we can run a command SSH -I, and then I'm going to use my EC2 key, and then I'm going to log in by a user called EC2 user. So this is the default user that is created when you spin up an EC2. Okay, EC2 user at the rate. Here you are going to provide your EC2 IP address. So if I go here, if I click on this instance, so basically here you can see public IPv4 address, right? So copy this, go to your terminal, paste it, and then click enter. So here you can, so this is the first time you are connecting, so you can go ahead and write yes, and then click enter. So now fine, successfully we have connected to our EC2 instance. So if I do, okay. So now if you see, if I do, if I do the ls, I was not able to see any directory. So what I did is I created a one directory, first folder, and then if I do ls, I am able to see the directory that I created. Okay. So now we can go to the directory, and then we can maybe create a file here. Maybe we can create a Python file, right? So maybe it's a Python file dot py. Maybe we can write a code print hello world, and then maybe we can save it. Okay, so you need to press Command X to exit out. So you press Control Z, and then you enter Y. So it will be saved by this Python file.py file name, and then you click on enter. So your Python file is saved. Then maybe you can install Python here, and then you can run this Python file from the EC2 itself. So in this way, we can also host our web servers or our web applications, the backend and the front end. Maybe we can create your backend in Django and your front end in React, and then you can host both the backend and front end in this EC2, and then you can provide it to your end users, right? So that wraps our journey into EC2. So we have covered the basics, from understanding EC2's core concepts to launching the instances, managing storage, ensuring security, and also I showed you by running some commands, right? So if you found this video helpful and useful to you, please give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to my channel for more such AWS tutorials and cloud computing insights. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.